Welcome to the Simply Be Found Huddle, where Dean and Rob talk about different ideas regarding business and marketing and getting your business found so it can survive and thrive. Today's topic, we're going to talk about what you need to be doing inside of your marketing if you want your business to be found. One big question we get asked all the time, Dean, is we get asked, I just signed up for the listings engine. I just entered all my data. It is sitting there. It has all green checks on it. Currently, I'm not going out to Google. That's the only thing that's on X. What do I do? We send them over. Hey, guess what? We encourage you to do your own Google business profile. Just means we're not sending that information over to Google. But they go, well, what should I do next? So if you have everything inside of there, the next steps you should take and what you need to be doing if you want this to be able to get the most results out of local SEO to be found organically is what I think we should talk about today. And we should
Okay.
break it down. It's probably going to be a lot of randomness in this video. We'll probably bounce around a little bit. We understand that 95% of our user base and members inside of Simply Be Found are not tech savvy. So it's going to be for the non-tech savvy person all the way to the tech savvy person.
All right. That sounds like a plan because I fall into that guys a little bit, with some of the, I mean, there's technologies I know, and that's what small business owners know, but social media gets a little elusive, especially for my generation, but except for Facebook. I mean, we got into the Facebook thing, but some of the other technologies. So how do you get started? What do you need to start doing is start putting out content is what you really need to do. I mean,
Yeah,
and
so,
then, and
so it
then
follows the three pillars:
right.
content, authority, and trust.
Right. And the thing of it is, though, is with that, you have to create content to create authority and trust. Trust comes from the fact that you confirm that what you're. I mean, it's a give. It's like it's a weave, if you will, because they all help each other. And the more you put in, the bigger your pillars get to support your roof, if you will. That's
Right.
one of the things I talk about.
It's no different than building with Legos and stacking everything up, and you just don't want it to fall over.
Exactly. You get
You want it to be a Weebles wobble, but they never fall over.
But yeah. Oh, that took me back to an old wrestling room because we had a big heavyweight. We used to tease him about that he falls over.
Right.
Oh,
So, but the big thing is once you get done, so you go out to the listings engine, you fill everything out, you're going out to the networks. If you're not using us, you're going, make sure you're registered to all the networks. Our listings engine works with 800 plus networks. You
right.
fill it out in one set of forms. If you feel like your profile needs a little tweaks or anything, contact your coach and say, hey, can you get that tweaked out? And can you help me and provide any suggestions? Or let it run for a little bit and build a little bit more data. That choice is up to you. But beyond that, you have to make sure you're doing social media. So let's talk about what that playbook looks like. In my opinion, Dean, and correct me if you disagree, because you and I don't always agree 100%
Oh,
on
yeah.
the thing for this. And there's always tweaks that are always happening to it. So, in my opinion, you should be posting 3 times per week on the same day, same time. And that's where the social media suite comes into play for us. I'm going to plug ourselves again. But you should be posting the same time, same day, at least 3 times per week, and then posting AEO type posts throughout the week. And those could be at any time. And an AEO post would be for answer engine optimization, which means you're talking about something you solved for a customer. So if you are not a repair shop, had someone coming in with this kind of clunk, here's what I did, here's how we resolved it, and be able to tell that story a little bit. I think those stories really help inside of there. And they also allow for like service area businesses to be able to talk about locations. They can say, I did it in XYZ town or that. It allows that bring multiple different towns in, which then builds up on that service area. But doing that piece and also taking what they're posting inside of social media and post inside of their blog, even if it's not a ton of content, is going to be beneficial as well because now their website's talking about it.
Right. Well, this is the activity level. But the big thing is if you're going to post, make sure it's valuable information. We're all starting to see that. I mean, with AI content being generated, there's a lot of stuff that's out there that's not done well. And so if you're
Right.
going to post, make sure it's good content. I mean, and we've talked about it 3 times a week. I'd rather see one good post a week that's got value than 3 junky posts because people aren't going to pay attention to it. There's not going to be any action because that's what you're trying to do is get that interaction with people seeing it. They're clicking on it. They're doing whatever. They may comment on it. And that's another piece. You need to make sure that you're responding to comments like reviews. You want to make sure that you respond to any reviews you get. The sooner the better, but you have to show that activity level on there. And then
You know,
you and I, we've talked about the amount of content that's out there. And that's the big thing is we may start to see a shift again with that whole thing, because it used to be you wanted to post 5 times a week. It's now
that's what I'm saying. Just pump it out as fast as you can. AI
right,
came out. Next thing you know, someone's able to do 1,000 posts an hour. And they're like, whoa.
right, exactly. And so then it waters down your content, if you will. And you got to make sure it's valuable content. I mean, that's the biggest thing is that value to it. In talking about things, and you can, and if you're doing good content, you can actually use it and repost. And that's where our social media platform comes back in. We can actually set up schedules. I mean, we're plugging ourselves. If you have a really good piece and it's something you want to cycle once a month, you can say, let's do it once a month. So then you don't have to think about, do I need to post again this week? Kind of thing. And just
You
keep on
totally
that
can.
schedule. Right. And so that's the big thing on that. So
Well, you can. And I mean, you have different types of content. And Dean, this is going to be more of your area that you're more up on the speed since I've been working on the listings engine, how networks work and the heavy SEO side and handling the lowest plan and our top plan that we have for the
right.
AI SEO pixel. But you've been handling the social media side. Can you talk about what evergreen content is and how you can use the social media suite to be able to make sure they get posted out and automate that? So I think
Now,
there's
okay.
automation.
Yeah, let's talk about every content. So we have let's talk about our one garage door guy that uses it a lot. He puts out information on how to inspect information on your springs. This is what you do. Do this before you have to call me, kind of thing. It's really informational piece that's timeless. And over I shouldn't say times because things change technology wise. But you want to put out information that's really reusable. It's got some value to somebody. They may look at it and go, oh, look at that. Look at this explains something I've never understood. And it may, and on the social media side, don't forget about YouTube. If you have a YouTube channel, that's a good place to put things as well. But then you can reuse that information. You can say, so let's use a landscaper saying, hey, you before you charge up your sprinkler system for this year, do this X, Y, and Z thing. I don't know what it would be. It depends on where you're at in the country, what that process looks like. But that's what you want to write it about your service area, the information that's important to people, that gives you value. They consider you an expert, and you're willing to share that information to say, hey, do this first before you call me, kind of thing. And that's one of the ways of Evergreen, but it's really that information that can be used over. It doesn't lose value, and it's not a promotional piece for yourself. So
And evergreen content, in my opinion, is something that can be done now or be done at any time of the year. And you can schedule your whole entire year out. And then you can solve it with AEO stuff as you go and post on top of that. So that way you have your consistent schedule. And you can you can automate that using like a tool like the social media suite from us. And there's other tools that are out there for that. But you can bring that all the way together. And I still think the best way to generate any content, and it took me forever to get in front of the camera. And now I've got what, 2,000 videos of myself
uh,
probably out. Yeah.
yeah, pretty close to that. Yeah, if not more, because you can't get me in front of, except for this kind of conversation. You
Right.
can't get me in
That's
front
why
of
we're
the
doing
camera.
the whole podcast because I could bring you in.
Yeah,
My big thing is if you want to produce genuine content that matches you, your best strategy you could ever do is open a YouTube channel, record a YouTube or record shorts. You can even do it from the YouTube app. You can record a short out, which now you get 3 minutes to talk about yourself or talk about a problem you have. Talk about something you just did on site with that customer if you're a contractor, or if you're a baker, show the cake that you just baked or whatever it might be, and talk about what it is you do. You can then take that transcript, you can put that inside the chat GPT or any AI tool out there and say, write me X number of posts. If you're a member of ours, you could ask us for a GPT that would end up making it to where it makes that a little bit easier to break your content down. Because
right.
now you're going to be able to get a blog off of that video. You're going to be able to get your social media posts. It makes it a lot easier. And you don't have to be a true writer to be able to come up with it because Now it's using information, use spoken words. But I
Right.
mean, some people have a harder time on the spoken words or better on written words, but
Right.
really kind of does it. And even if don't worry about quality, everybody's like, well, I don't have the right camera, don't have the right it doesn't matter because all you're doing is you're using it for the content. So you're putting it out there. So as long as it is you and it's genuine, I mean, it's one of those things to where nobody really cares about the quality if it's answering the question that they have.
Right.
Now you just give yourself more opportunity.
Right. It's creating the brand for your business, creating the brand for you. I mean, and that's what it's all about. Let's just jump back real quick because you used an acronym, and in marketing, we're really good at giving it AEO. Give a really good definition of that and where it's used at, because I know that our members, they hear us throw these acronyms around, but let's just talk about that real quick, if you don't mind. Let's go backwards just a little bit and visit on that, if you would.
So AEO marketing is probably one of the hottest trends right now inside of the digital marketing world. It stands for answer engine optimization, which means you're answering a question that somebody has about something that you offer. So and I've talked about this. It allows you to tell your story. I've stacked it up inside a video now for 5+ years and talked about that to where talk about that problem you just solved. And here's the answer to be able to do it. You can put that inside of your Google business profile questions. You can make a blog post about it. You can put it on an FAQ section on your website. You can also bring it into your social media, but that is going to be what AEO marketing is, because the reason for it is when you do a search now, you're going to show up inside of um, Google or any of the search engines, usually using AI. And it's going to have an AI answer. 90% or more of local searches are somebody asking a question and they're looking for an answer. Then you want to be the person who provided the answer. You get some people that go solve the problem on their own, and congratulations, you got it. You're going to be able to go, great. Where's this person located? Great. They're located in my town. Great. Let's go ahead and call them so they can come solve my problem because I think they have the answer I'm looking for. That's what AEO marketing is.
Gotcha. So it's kind of replacing that when the voice activation or voice search, find a plumber near me. I picked up plumbers today.
Find a plumber near me, or how do I do this? It's no
Right.
different than saying how many ounces are inside of a gallon.
Right. But so what's
I was
happening though
expecting
is,
to answer that right off the
oh
bat,
no,
but
come on, 128. So anyway,
and how many kilos is
oh, 96.4, I think. I know I have like, I had 1 kilo. I don't know. 1 kilo equals 1 liter. So anyway, don't even ask me. That's what I have my smart device for. I ask those questions to that. So don't ask me those things. But no, but no,
it's like the video. It's like the video on that I saw the other day about the kid goes, "How many? How much is this inside of a gram?" And she goes, "Well, it's about $25." And she goes, "Wait, no. I mean, the answer to that is this because you're working on math."
well, we can start to digress really bad. And so
Oh,
look at me like a
that's
devil.
what this is for. This is the huddle, Dean.
Yeah, exactly.
It has no structure whatsoever to it.
Right,
So
exactly. But no, I mean,
that's the big
you
part
took
of
me
it.
off my thought process. I wanted to make a point about that is, and I forgot, and now I remember. Now I forgot again. That's the problem when you get older. I mean, you don't hold on to that stuff. The gray matter goes to heck crap. But anyway,
So I mean
but-
that EO's answer being able to put that question into there, it's no different than you can utilize it for your blogs, you can utilize it for social, you can utilize it on your Google business profile. And look, we're going to kind of go backwards a little bit as well into this conversation. So if you're watching a short or something, make sure you click the link in the bottom because it'll take you to the full version of this video. But it's one of those things to where um, the networks you want to make sure you're posting to for social media, post on Facebook, post on Twitter and X. It takes the same amount of time if you're using tools like our social media suite to be able to do it. Post inside of LinkedIn, post inside of your Google business profile. 90% of businesses don't know they can do a post in their Google business profile.
right, and that's exactly right. Well, the other thing
They
too
can
is,
go out from one spot. So you write one piece of content that could go out to all of
right,
them.
the only thing that you have to watch is that different networks have different lengths on what's allowed in content. So
Correct.
you have to just pay attention to that a little bit, because A Twitter comment can't be as long as a Facebook comment on the post, kind of thing. So make sure our social media platform allows you to make post specific to the platform, and you can use the same graphic and change it up, and you use hashtag.
You can edit the
Also,
graphics.
yeah. We have actually, you can go in, pick out, and you have graphic. You don't, with our social media, you don't have to have software. If you don't know anything about how to create images, you can do everything. We're going off topic here a little bit, but but uh, but you don't have to have any special software. It's all built right into there for you. You can bring a photograph from your phone. You can bring it in. You can rotate it. You can crop it. You can add wording to it. You can do everything you want to within one piece. And so you get that done, and now you have the content, and that's the piece. Which one do you try to get people's attention with the graphic, give it some value, but it's the content that's going to drive the answer optimization, if you will, in there. That's what everybody needs to understand.
It solves the pillar of content, authority, and trust. It solves all three of those to be able to bring AEO into your marketing and being able to do it. Now, I'm gonna totally throw us off a topic because I just on my other screen had a question come through on support.
Or did you? Let's see it.
And it says, I really don't know much about blogging and posting on the internet. And that's exactly what we're talking about right now.
Right.
If you don't know about how to do it, it depends on what your website is built on for blogging. I can do a video on how to create a blog. It's on my list to do of how to create a blog inside of your website. If it's on WordPress, it's super easy. Wix has it. GoDaddy has it. Almost every website out there for, if it's on a builder, has functionality for doing it. It's not hard to be able to do. It's no different than using a word processor. I taught everybody at your shop how to use the back end of WordPress. If I could teach everybody in your shop, I could teach almost anybody how to do it.
Exactly. Anyway,
Yes, I am going to pick on your son for that one, Dean.
Yeah.
And you.
Yeah, me too. But let's do a timeout for just a second on the AI piece. AI is a great tool to use. Watch it. Fact check your information, especially if you write blogs about things that you try to get content out there. Make sure it's factual. Make sure it falls. I mean, AIs are great, but they'll pull sources up that don't really exist, in my opinion. So you got to watch it. So
that's why the video part works so well, because now it's using your facts that you just talked about.
Right, exactly. But then that's exactly, and correct me if I'm wrong, because you handle most of the YouTube stuff. You actually create a transcript when you create a YouTube video, correct? From that.
So when you create a YouTube video, when you load it up to, when you create a video and you load it up to YouTube, doesn't matter what you were created on, it might be your phone, could be anything. YouTube will automatically create a transcript for anything on there. All you have to do is just go to the video and see more. I'll record a couple videos on that. So if it's something, and then we'll just link them in the description of this podcast.
Right.
To have in there, because I think that'd be really good to say, okay, here's how I'm a full description. Here's how I'm breaking down a video and being able to do it.
Right. Because my other business has a YouTube channel. We don't use it.
You guys haven't posted in years.
I know. I mean, we set it up years ago. We were so far ahead of the curve, and then business, here we go. This is the problem we have with everybody. Business took off for us. We hit that just right. And you didn't have time to do some of the things that today would be helping us if we'd have done some things a few years ago. I mean, there's value to that, because now it's added history. It's added, so even if you're a brand new business and you're just getting started, start doing things now, because it will help you in 5 years, because it's going to give you that much more base, if you will, that gives you that authority. Again, we're back to our pillars one more time. Yep. I mean, that's what it's all about, is those 3 pillars are everything.
They base everything off. You have to be able to do it, and you can't be scared of it. You're not going to break anything. You can always go back and fix something. There's not much you're going to do unless you start making comments or, racial slurs. You can pretty much recover from anything, because bad press is just as good as good press.
Right.
I'll use your daughter's analogy on that. I agree with it. I've seen it from some major experts out. But you don't have to be super educated to be able to use the tools that we put in place. You really don't. I mean, Dean is more educated than I am. Yeah. I mean,
classically educated, if you will.
I'm more hard knocks life. I mean, I didn't graduate high school. I had my GED. I went to a couple college courses and said, God, I know more than the professors. And At the time, I was working, but hey, I was working at HP at the time, and one of the main engineers at HP said, I was talking, mentioned about, you know, one of the programming classes I was taking, and they were like 3 versions back at the time. And he goes, "You're wasting your time going. Just you're going to learn more doing." And then I left HP, went to AOL, went to Prodigy, went to CompuServe. I bounced around between all the internet companies before the dot-com crash. But
Right.
it was one of those things to, a lot of people listen to this probably don't even know about the dot-com crash. But um,
Or a lot of them know about it, and they go, "Oh my God, we're gonna stay." That's probably the reason why they're a little scared of it because of what happened to that whole industry back in the day, in the
right.
90s.
It's about putting content out that has value and be able to do it. So not being afraid of it, knowing where to go, utilizing the tools. So using tools like us is going to be where you can stack everything up to make your life easier. Because we know you're busy. Wearing multiple different hats. We get it. We're a small business as well. You've got stuff going on at your other business. I mean, one of your buildings doesn't have heat right now. There's all kinds of stuff going on as we're recording this video and kind of recording the podcast piece. I mean, I've got support tickets coming in on the side, but it's one of those things to where you have to be able to take and put it into your schedule to be able to do your posts, do that evergreen content, have it automatically go out. It doesn't take long to be able to do it. And if you're following the AEO standards of marketing for the answers engine optimization, and you're recording those videos and following that, you're going to be able to solve that problem so much faster because it doesn't take much to be able to record a video.
Right, exactly, and you're way more comfortable in front of the camera than I am because of your sales background, the things you've done. In my other business, they call me the sphincter boy because I want everything to be perfect. It doesn't have to be perfect.
You drive me nuts with that sometimes.
I know, but that's why our platform does certain things because I'm a sphincter
Chris,
boy about it. That is a right. You can't do that. You don't do that. And so, but that's what makes us
I
unique.
can't imagine if you were the one editing my videos, you'd be like, you, you stumbled 34 times. You did
Right.
this. I'm like,
Well, then you pull out that AI tool that's on the video processor and say, take out all the ums. Then you get mad because it breaks up ums everywhere. And then you have these little
I
jump.
like my stumbles. I like
Yeah,
my pauses. I like my pieces on it because I mean, sometimes when I'm talking about it, that thought process allows someone to think about it. And there's training and there's processes that come into that psychological
right.
side.
Yeah, the perceived intellectual pause to think about the next words before we do the next piece. So, but
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 but going back to what the original topic was of this video or this whole podcast was, if you just signed up for Simply Be Found, you did the listings engine, your next piece is going to be generating content to be able to speed up that process. You have to remember that at the end of the day, each of the networks are going to go into the social media networks. They're going to pull that data to know if that's right. It's going to help you be able to optimize that information faster to be able to get out there. The customers I see getting them, or the members I see getting the most results out of the local SEO or anything organic SEO based are going to be the ones that are doing social media, doing blogging on top of the listings engine.
right, and we talked about the 3 times a week. That's a recommended. I mean,
It's recommended. It
once a
doesn't
week
have,
is better than nothing. I mean, something is better than nothing. Just like bad press is better than no press. You don't want all bad press about you, but you know what I'm saying though. Something and you shoot for the 3. If you only get one, you only get one.
correct.
I mean, and
If you miss a day, it really isn't going to matter.
right,
I have a whole entire piece on YouTube that I'll go 3 or 4 days without posting anything because I think it resets the algorithm to look at me a little bit different. And then it gets excited when I come back.
exactly. And it's really interesting though, is we do miss some time sometimes, with our videos, and we watch the metrics on it and analytics on there, and we're going, oh my gosh, and then we come out with a few new things. Also, like you said, we jump back up. But it's the algorithm is looking for the feedback, it's looking for content. That's what's important is to make sure you do that. But that's why if you set up and we go back to the evergreen piece again. If you set it up so it repeats itself and you have 4 or 5 of those videos, they're going to repost for you and it's going to give you that interaction.
Well,
And
you can do the same thing inside your videos on YouTube. You can do it to where you reuse some of that content again, again, and again. You can write another blog about it. You can write another social media post about that video. You can turn a different short off of it.
Exactly. It's all about working smarter too, because you've already created the content once. Now you can just recycle it, reuse it, and you don't have to go back to the blue sky and come up with a whole idea on what you want to talk about. You take things that you've done and build on it, and add to it.
Working smarter, not harder.
Exactly. Exactly.
But I
And
mean, everybody wants to know what their next piece is when they start. So I think that's a good start. And if you want ideas and you want things that are for your business and you want to be able to come up with stuff that are unique for you based on your data, reach out to us. We are more than welcome to go through and give you some ideas. Even if you're just on the listings engine, I've never turned anybody down for giving them ideas on how to market their business.
no, and exactly. My team's the same way. If somebody has a question, and that's part of the benefits that we offer is that marketing coach piece, where if you need help with content ideas, we're there to help you. We're not going to write everything for you, but we're going to give you a lot of good information that help you get started.
And if you want your website to be roasted, you want your marketing to be roasted, and you want ideas and you want us to work on a brain strategy piece, let us know. We'll have you come on to a podcast just like this one, and we will put your website on the screen and your marketing, and we'll talk about everything that you should be doing, how to fix it, and what to do. I love doing stuff like that. I'm about ready to roast our own stuff because I love roasting our stuff.
Oh my gosh! Then you have a chance to yell and scream at my team for different things.
Me, yell, scream, never done such a.
No, we don't. You don't do
I'm,
that. Yeah,
I'm such a.
you're passionate about what you're seeing.
I am a very quiet individual. I mean, so the three women I live with, which is my wife and my two daughters, but I said that the other day on a podcast. The lady goes, "Oh, do you have more than one wife?" I said, "No, I don't have more than one wife. I have one is enough." I love her to death, but my God, no. But it's one of those. It's one of those things to where um, everybody in this house thinks I'm so loud and I'm always angry, and I'm not. I'm just constantly going, and my mind's off on over in Planet X for marketing, and
Right.
I'm such a quiet individual.
Yes, you are. But we appreciate you, Rob. So
If you want your stuff to be roasted, you want to be able to go through and make a whole entire plan, and you want ideas, and you want to be able to talk about your industry and your stuff specific, and you want it out there for the whole public to know, we'd be more than happy to be able to go through and give you ideas and be able to break it down. And if you don't want it to be public, ask inside the chat, and we'll probably record a video possibly on it or provide you some insights inside.
exactly. And we will keep that private though for your
Yep.
request.
Right. I won't use your company information if I record a video. It'd be general video if you're not on it. But if you're on it and you want to go through it, let's rock and roll. Let's have some fun and let's tear the living hell out of it.
Exactly. And between the two of us, we know just about every industry out there. Some industries that still stump us. The phlebotomist that travels around New York City that just joined us. I don't get that industry at all, but hey,
I get it some.
Pardon?
I get it some.
Yeah, well, I understand what they do. It's just that
Right.
I've never experienced that side of the industry. So we've been between the two of us with my manufacturing and engineering backgrounds and entrepreneur expert, you started in the furniture world, doing all different things with with all the different things. There's not many things that we haven't experienced for almost firsthand.
And I've touched marketing on probably, I lost track of how many different industries and stuff, but I've done marketing for over 20,000 industries or 20,000 companies at this point. So, I
Yeah.
mean, there's not much I haven't seen for the marketing side. There's a couple that come stump me every once in a while, but I love to be stumped because I can match it to something else and start a conversation and figure it out pretty quickly.
Right. Because there's always something that's similar
Yeah,
that they'll give you, and we may have a different perspective because we aren't so close to it sometimes that we don't get locked into a brain freeze, if you will, with the blinders or
yep,
whatever. So
exactly. And that gives me the opportunity before, if I know your website address and everything, I can actually look at your competition, know what keywords there are, and it brings a whole data side to it. So there's a
yeah,
lot of value to that. So hopefully someone takes us up on it because I'd love to be able to get some people on like that and do those all the time because I think there's a lot of value. And I think a lot of people would find a lot of value from hearing how that breaks down.
exactly. So anyway, thanks for everybody for joining us
Thanks
today.
for joining us today. Have a great day.
All right. Bye now.